This is Bean to Barstool, a podcast that looks at the intersections of craft chocolate, craft beer, and other artisan drinks. My name is David Nilsson. I'm a professional drinks writer, an advanced cicerone, the author of Pairing Beer and Chocolate, and the creator and host of this show. The music for this episode is by my dear friend, indie folk musician Anna P.S. You can find out more about Anna's music in the show notes or on annapsmusic.com. You can find links and information about our guests in the show notes as well. I hope you enjoy this episode of Bean to Barstool. Welcome to Bean to Barstool Bite Sized, where we spend about 5 minutes with some of our favorite people from craft beer and craft chocolate. Today we hear from Liang Wang of Kessho Chocolate in Austin, Texas. In this clip, Liang talks about Kessho's line of tea-infused chocolate bars. Enjoy!
Our very first tea chocolate bar is actually the boba tea bar. It's milk, 44% milk chocolate, using Cayapas River Ecuadorian cacao. So it's actually also an interesting accident because when I tasted the samples of the Cayapas River cacaos, it doesn't have a really strong astringency. Although I know, like for national cacao, it often has some level of astringency with the bean, which is not a defect but a flavor profile. But when we actually received a big batch of the Ecuadorian cacao, we realized that astringency is much stronger than the sample. No matter how long we roast it or like we extend the melanging time, that astringency will not go away. And I've paid for everything and I need to use those beans. So I thought, well, what other ingredient that has astringency and tastes natural, and that's tea. And so I used a very good like black tea from southern China, because tea is somehow like cacao. Like if the astringency is not so strong, like people really enjoy it, and that's can tend to be like more expensive. So a very low astringency tea, black tea, actually really balanced out the cacao. So we made it into, we first just call it a milk tea chocolate. And we also, like, it's a collaborative creation process. We sent it to one of who is also a retailer of us right now, Cody. We sent it to him and he tasted that bar. He was like, you should call it boba tea. It really reminds me of boba. Because we used a lot of dark molasses sugar rather than cane sugar in that bar. It's actually very challenging because dark molasses sugar's moisture level is pretty high. So tempering that bar is never easy. So we decided to take Cody's advice and name it boba tea. And so boba tea, for the past 2 years, boba tea have been our top 2 sellers as well, because I think that tea and cacao, like the cacao's flavor profile just like enhanced the tea notes, and also like the dark molasses flavor notes and the earthiness of the cacao also resonates really, really well. So that's our first tea bar. And then we decided to make a hojicha bar because personally, I really like drinking hojicha. Like I have to admit, I'm not a big matcha fan because I like my personality is somehow against like pop culture, like whatever that's really popular. I tend not to like it so much. So I always like drinking hojicha. And even if when I go out to demo, I told people this is hojicha, and there's people like, oh, let me try it. And then it's like, this is not horchata. It's hojicha, not horchata. So hojicha is roasted Japanese green tea. It has a very beautiful like dark notes, almost like coffee. So for our white chocolate bar, we use deodorized cacao butter, and we make our own white chocolate base because when we make a tea bar, we want to emphasize the Japanese tea notes because the better the Japanese tea is, usually the flavor note is more like subtle. So we choose to go through the deodorized cacao butter route. And so after Hojicha, which got us made probably the most international awards, we decided to make a matcha bar because there were just too many people who asked for matcha. But that was easy because we sourced the hojicha from Uji, and I know those people so well, so they can easily they know what kind of matcha I'm looking for because they have like 40 different kinds of matcha. So we tested out from maybe 5 different types, and then we finalized on one matcha that we are still using now. And then after matcha, we decided to do a genmai cha, which is Mark's favorite. I know like genmai cha is not so well known in the States, but also I really like the genmai cha's warming note. It has like the green tea and toasted rice. And interestingly, like people who have never heard of genmai cha before and taste that chocolate bar, they would recognize it as pistachio and popcorn.
Mm.
So I think good flavors are universal. Like people may have different brain associations, but it touched the soft spot in their brain and they decided that, oh, I really like this bar. Then they will be like, so what is genmai cha? Yeah. So again, I think tea and cacao are associated like so well with one another. We are still in the process of making more tea chocolate bars. So hopefully in the next year we'll have more interesting tea flavored dark or milk chocolate.
You can find links to my entire episode with Liang Wang as well as the Kessho chocolate website in the show notes. The music today was by my dear friend Anna P.S. My name is David Nilsson. Thanks for listening to Bean to Barstool Bite Sized.